there. And and I can't remember. It's a like 3-digit number that Claude has to pay. It's really high. Yeah, it's not a billion, but it's close.
Sounds like their fees are going to go up.
So
A bit.
apparently, ChatGPT escaped its boundaries, went into Hugging Face, and which is not an application I've ever used, but it started doing things in there. Hugging Face caught it and reported it back to OpenAI. So as far as we know, no harm was done except for the fact that it felt the need to escape, get out of its sandbox. I'm not quite sure what that was about, but that is interesting. So,
Maybe it's the 4-year-old getting out of the sandbox.
I told you I had to travel, but I'm with Terza.
So, welcome to Emlyn. Welcome to Colorado Springs. So, if you're hearing any echoes, we're trying to be in separate rooms. I think this is what we have. Some other friends who are also in business, Rachel and Dalton, and they run into this very same issue. So, yes, welcome Emlyn to Colorado Springs. And anytime any of you want to visit me, please come. That would be lovely. So, hopefully they fix the issue with ChatGPT. I think they have, and hopefully they fix the issue with Claude. And yeah, there's any number of lawsuits happening right now for various companies, whether it's Meta or Google or OpenAI or even Claude, Anthropic. So it's the ethics of the LLMs and governance are serious issues. Just remember the none of the LLMs have any real world experience like we do. And so while they might be very, very smart and very, very intelligent, and they have access to the world's databases that we could not possibly go through that quickly, they still don't have real world experience. So that's why um, I, I will say that's why we need to be careful with our automations. I know there's a lot of automating happening, going on. Um, I will announce for today, and hopefully it will run for the first time after this open office hour at 1:15 this afternoon. ChatGPT will kick off an automation that will go and get the recording, which I remembered luckily to turn on, from my Zoom account, which I've given it access to. It'll take that recording, get the transcript, create the YouTube metadata so that I can upload the YouTube. I have to do that part myself. It won't. It's YouTube does not allow you to do that, at least from ChatGPT. Anyway, it'll give me the metadata to put on my YouTube channel. I can upload the video, and it will also using the transcript suggest topics for next week's open office hour. And as soon as I say yes to one of those topics, it will create an agenda and a handout for next week. So, because I realize this is, even for me, it's a shift in thinking. If we're not used to delegating things to either people or computers, like tasks to do, this is going to feel strange. And even if you are good at it, you may find some interesting, hopefully some interesting tips. So I'll go get the link to share with you guys. Hold on here. She says, hopefully. Yes, I had it queued up, but now I don't. All right, let's go here and this. Oh, better make sure. Yep. If you can't get this, let me know, but you should be able to. Share, copy link. All right. You could bring that up on your screen or print it later and have it up on your screen, which is what I'm going to go do in just one moment so I can share it with you. Okay, well, maybe not. Pardon me. I think I'm a little nervous today. All right, so, all right, doesn't want to do it there. Here we go. So here's the shift. Wait. Give me just a moment.
Right.
And I want to go back and share screen here.
Sorry about that.
Okay, you should now be looking at my window. This is ChatGPT. This is ChatGPT and app. You can do the same thing from your desk browser, but I personally prefer to use the app. It just like Claude, you'll need to download the app to your computer and then invoke it, and you'll be able to do things. So,
So
okay.
what's
Peggy
the
wrote.
difference between the app and whatever I'm using?
The app is like a separate program that you'll run on your computer.
Oh,
You can here. I'll open up the browser so you can see it. Let me stop share here, and let's go over to my messy screen and go over here.
Whoa.
So if I open up, sorry, there's any number of things to move out of the way. If I go to ChatGPT from here, this is the web browser. It will look the
okay,
same.
right.
So you'll see this is the browser, and what I'm wanting to show you on screen are two different things. So when you start from ChatGPT now from the browser, you can choose either work or
Ah,
chat. Okay?
okay.
And that'll be the same for the app, by the way. I think the difference is the app doesn't have this drop down. If you're not using Codex, which I don't expect, unless you're into programming yourself, you probably will not be using Codex. So if I go back over to the other one, then I'll show you what that looks like. So that's that one. Let's get them that. Okay. As you can see, this one looks pretty much the same. You've got chat. You can choose between chat. You can chat here or doing work. What I would like us to move away from is chat is really great. Ask it all the questions you want. In fact, it's even good to chat and plan out what tasks you want to do so you give the work part the best prompt. The only
Oh,
difference that I want to show you over here is because I'm in the app. Over here, there's a little down arrow next to ChatGPT in the upper left corner, and I can choose ChatGPT, which gives you the screen I'm showing you, or Codex, which is more of the programming. And when you're ready to move from just doing one-off tasks to doing an automation, you'll want to
oh,
move over into Codex.
okay.
And ChatGPT has been really friendly about doing that in the same way that Claude Cowork, and Claude Code have also been really friendly in guiding me through those as well. So at the moment, I have Claude Cowork doing some tasks for me. As I get used to assigning it those tasks, I'll string them together in an automation, and I'll go over to Claude Code and just say, here, I want you to do this whole thing.
Okay.
But for now, for our purposes, I want to start with something simpler. So here, the first example that's in my handout is for chatting. You can say, give me ideas for following up. So chatting is, I'll just say here, give me, whoops, I want to be in chat. Give me ideas for following up with my open office hour, which I have abbreviated to OOH, but for now we'll just see that. And I don't need, we'll go with medium. By the way, over here, you can choose what level of intelligence you need. Really, for chat, you want to keep it to, medium or even instant, okay? Because it doesn't need all that brain power for just answering questions and doing some basic research. If you wanted to do a deep dive into something, then yeah, go ahead and check high. By the way, these three right here are for model 5.5. Their latest model is ChatGPT 5.6, which they're calling Sol, or Sol, depending on how you want to pronounce that. And again, with that, you can choose Sol 5.5, 5.3, or even O3. You'll notice they don't have O4 on here anymore. They took that away completely. I think they decided people were getting too dependent on it. But we're going to go with 5.5 and the instant version.
Is there a limit on, like, I want to use the word tokens that it uses when it stops?
Yes, and it will tell you you're out of tokens. But over here, if I click on my name, down here in the bottom, you can see here where it says usage remaining.
Oh.
And right now I've got, I think that means I don't know if that means I've used 76% or I have 76% left. So, but you can check it out there.
I just noticed that it doesn't seem very graceful when it stops.
Oh, yeah.
It just stops.
Yeah, that's frustrating. So let's go back in here. And so if I just want to chat, I'll say, give me some ideas for my open office hour. And it will come back up with some. So it's giving me some nice ideas that I can use. One idea, I'll just read the last one. One idea that I think would fit your style especially well, I would start a recurring feature called After Office Hours. And every Saturday or Monday, send a very short message. And that's really useful. As I'm getting back into the flow of promoting this every week, I will probably use some of these suggestions. But now, so these are great suggestions. And if I asked how to do them or what tool to use, it would happily tell me how to do that. Happily is my feature, but I suspect that it's often happy to do things. If I want to delegate a task, the difference would be I would say create a follow-up email using these notes. And, by the way, yesterday I gave it a bunch of handwritten notes. I just took a picture of them with my phone and uploaded it right into the chat and said, here's my notes. These are what I want you to work on. And it did. So the way you do that is now you go create a new chat, and over here you click on work, and you see when I did that, it automatically picked 5.6 Sol Lite. And that's probably for what I'm doing is probably going to be just great. But if I thought it was going to be heavy thinking or heavy research, I can go all the way up to, this is extra high, and this is ultra. But you can see it's all sparkly and purple because that's going to use the most tokens the fastest. So light is going to be probably just fine. So if I said, use my notes from from before to write an email. I have no idea if that'll work. And over here is, I don't know if you can see my little pet here, but I chose one that looks more like that. What's cool about this, by the way, besides just the cute animations, is it does give me a status bar sometimes. And so, yes, it asks, what earlier notes should I use and who is the email for? Tell me the desired outcome and I'll draft it in your voice. So this is like my assistant. I have an assistant sitting right here on my screen that will do things for me. And if it doesn't have enough information, it will ask me for it. So this turns out to be super useful. Hang on. I don't have any notes at the moment. Oh, I know. I got it. Use my morning brief. Right. And it's for my OOH audience to demo how to do this. Oh, thank you. How to use work. And it's over here, it gives a little status saying it's drafting email from notes. It says, so I'll pull today's read-only morning brief context, then turn the most audience-relevant pieces into a polished open office hour demo email. I'm using the Gmail and Google Calendar brief workflows so the source stays grounded and nothing gets sent. So hopefully, since I don't use Hugging Face, it's probably not going to go off to Hugging Face. So I'm not quite sure what it did there. And I'm sure they did some research on that too. So, but this is the difference between asking it about something and asking it to do something. So here's the email. I could copy this as is just by clicking the copy, go over to email, open up my email, and it will put in the subject here, in the subject line, and then it will put the rest of this message in here. So, hi everyone, at today's open office hour, I'm going to demonstrate how I use work to turn everyday information into a useful morning brief. Using my actual calendar and inbox, which I gave it access to, I'll show how work can pull together the day's commitments, spot overlaps and time pressure, identify emails that genuinely need attention, separate important actions from background noise, and recommend a practical first move. The goal isn't another generic AI summary. It's a concise, prioritized plan that helps you decide what deserves your attention and what doesn't. I'll also show you how to set clear boundaries so work can review your information without changing, sending, or deleting anything. So because it decided to leave out my personal appointment details, that's good. Out of the audience-facing version and kept the demonstration read-only. So just to show you what that looked like, by the way, I'll go ahead and share it. So it reminded me Helen's not going to be here today. Emmeline's coming to visit. Here's my open office hour and my workout time. And no important unread email found. So that's how we're moving from chatting to delegating. So there's several examples that I've given in the handout. I do urge you to go through it. One thing that I want to point out here. Hold on here. Let's go back here. If you can still see my screen. When you're delegating tasks, you want to be clear, and yes, it's an acronym. For C is the concrete outcome. Describe what should exist when the work is finished. What is the deliverable? Who's it for? And what format should it use? L stands for limits and boundaries. State what the AI must not do and what is outside the task. So I'm telling it, do not invent facts, do not use sensitive information, do not send, publish, purchase, delete, or change anything without permission. E stands for essential context and inputs. Provide facts, examples, files, notes, or background required to do the work. What does the AI need to know? What source material should it use? And what should it do if information is missing? And then the A stands for approval point. Tell the AI when to stop and return the work to you. So in my case, draft only and wait for my review, or let me copy it myself. Show me the plan before creating the final version, and ask before taking any external action. And the last thing is the review criteria. Tell it what success looks like. It will be accurate, complete, appropriate in tone, easy to use, and within the requested length and format. So then in the handout you see some examples of some prompts that you can try. I need you to create a specific outcome or deliverable for an audience or a purpose. As an example, and these are my requirements. I need it to be short. I need it to be formal. I need it to be casual. And the deadline. I need things by the end of the week. Do not, and here's your boundaries or prohibited actions. If information is missing, ask me or flag it, or leave a placeholder rather than guessing. And please return a draft plan or completed deliverable for my approval before you do anything else, and I will judge the result by accuracy, completeness, tone, useful, or other standards. So here's something that I would like to share with you. Here's the safe delegation ladder. Draft means create something for you to review. You can ask it to recommend, compare options, and recommend the next step. I use this one a lot. Prepare the work, then stop for my approval, and then act within boundaries. So I recommend this week that you go try the difference between chatting and delegating, and come back next week with your results. But I do have a bonus. Ask a second AI to review the work. So whatever it comes out with, just copy that and go over to a different AI like Claude or Perplexity or Gemini and say, hey, here's the prompt I gave I gave a different AI, and here's the output. Review this for me for accuracy and give me feedback. And then it says, remember, a second AI can still make mistakes. So, so this is it. Without the pretty images are in the handout itself. So what do you guys think?
It's fantastic. Now it can do things instead of not do things.
Yeah,
Just update and make sure that so I could put that document right in to chat, I'm presuming, and tell
Yeah,
it
you
what to
can.
do, and then it'll ask me a bunch of questions.
Yes. Yes.
Great. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. So the idea is to get it to do more things for us in the way that we want them. So the last couple of days, yesterday and the day before, I need to update my website to reflect what I'm actually doing. So I started with chatting first in ChatGPT, and I said, plan this out. Tell me how we're going to do this. And it spit out, several pages of things, like a checklist of things that it's recommended. And while I was reading that, I was taking notes down in my journal, because it didn't get everything the way I wanted it, of course. It was just planning it. So I wrote down everything in my journal. I took a picture of those pages and I uploaded it, and I said, this was faster than me typing. So read my crummy notes and my crummy handwriting, and it did. It had no problem with that, and it made all the requisite changes. And then because I was doing this, I did the website in Lovable. I said, "Great, can you do this in Lovable?" It says, "Sure, open up a window and I'll do it." And Lovable has made changes in the meantime since the last time I visited it, and it's like, oh, I don't understand where anything is. So after some back and forth that I needed to set up some things, in fact, I used my GitHub for the first time. I put the specifications into GitHub and gave access to that to ChatGPT. So at some point, I expressed frustration because I was also talking with the Lovable AI. I said to both Lovable and ChatGPT, this going back and forth with the screenshots is getting really annoying. And Lovable just said, yeah, I'm sorry. It's, that's kind of tough. I made the same complaint to ChatGPT and it says, okay, if you give me permission to access your browser, which I did, um, go over to your browser. It opened up a new tab that said Lovable, and then right next to it is the Chat GPT thing. Go log into Lovable, and I'll take it from here. And I said,
Oh my God.
finally.
Wow.
And it did the work.
Do you organize it in it as a project or
No, I did it as, I think, here, let me go bring it up here so I can share it with you. Let's go back to here. And hold on. Because I did it in Codex, it's going to show up in a slightly different place, I think. Nope. Nope, go back to ChatGPT. I'm still getting around where to find the different chats once I've done them. Hang on. There we go, develop the Xanakin website. Let me just go all the way to. I'm not going to take you through all the steps. I just want you to see what
I
I
just
started
notice
with.
sometimes when I do a chat, I come back, sometimes it doesn't remember what it has prior.
Right, right. Although mine in this case, it started from. It actually we started here. Was I need your best recommendations? Take a look at my two websites. So what it did was it went over and moved itself from chat to work.
Mm,
And it says here
interesting.
work mode chat has started. So if I went here, then you can see it just branched over into work. And it reviewed the both sites. It did a recommendation. It goes through a lot of details about both websites because I want them to now reflect the fact that both of them belong to Xanakin. But community cards is a separate. So I'm doing separate community cards as a local effort in my community, as opposed to Xanakin Studio, which has a bigger umbrella. It does things like this open office hour, that kind of thing. But I want them to conceptually have links to each other. So it went through this whole thing, which I read, and I'm scribbling down the notes. There we go. So I was scribbling notes based on what I was reading, and I don't know if it will bring them up again, but there was 3 pages of notes that I took a picture of and uploaded. And it says I can read most of them. And it cleaned up the transcription. It changed the direction of the design that we were headed in. And then I went over to Claude and I said, give me descriptions of what I've been doing with the postcards and the community boards. And it wrote that, and I said, I'm giving these to ChatGPT. So it wrote them up. I brought them over to ChatGPT, and I said, I got these from Claude. So basically, I'm having ChatGPT run maybe the bigger umbrella of my Xanakin business that I'm running with Helen, and I'm having Claude run everything that goes with my community cards business. So that's what I'm doing. I needed to give ChatGPT some more context, so I uploaded a picture I took of myself with the community board, and it said, "Oh, okay, this is a demo board." Because I wanted, and I did that with Claude too, by the way. Both of them were operating under some false assumptions that I needed to fix. So this is the kind of thing that you can get to do as you get used to assigning it tasks to do. And then further down here is where, this is all still the planning part and the discussion part. And I said, I've only got an hour now. I have an hour left to prioritize this and what we can get done in an hour. And it said, lock in the website strategy, rewrite the homepage, put the revision into a lovable draft, and then what still needs planning. So I said, great, let's do that. We'll work on that. And I said, so what can you do in Lovable? It told me what it can do. And down here, I want you to see this right here, which I have it set on ask for approval. As you get more comfortable, you could say, you could go one level higher, say approve for me, which means only ask for actions detected as potentially unsafe. You could give it full access, and I suppose some people have done that. I'm not intending to do that, but some people give it access to the internet and any file on the computer. And I'm not ready for that. And I'm not recommending it so far. Yes, Peggy.
So all these things, which is the most frustrating for me, is it tells you all these things to do, but it's not doing it for you to edit and approve. Like the list to get done in the next hour. I don't know how you could get it done in an hour, one. And two, why isn't it putting it together for you instead of giving you a list of what you have to do?
Oh, no, it did. So this was just the plan. This is the
Okay.
plan. So here's the repositioning brief, and here's the homepage draft, what it's supposed to look like when it's finished. What it recommended was creating a copy of my current website and working on the copy until we had it set up the way we wanted.
Okay. And it set up the website.
Yes, so
Did it create links? Like if you have landing pages, did it make sure it's working with the landing page and the landing page worked?
we didn't get that far. So let me
Okay.
share how far we did get. I think this is the right window.
Because I'm having a huge problem with links
Yeah, no, that's
and
understandable.
getting Ryan to work on my website. And I think I should just start over, possibly with Dalton, and have him create something new.
That might be the way to go. So this little symbol right here shows that this is working in Lovable, and this is ChatGPT. Um, well, it doesn't show where it was working on it. I may have closed it, but when it opened this up. Then we were continuing to go through this. So here's the new website. I haven't published it yet. I don't want to put anything out there yet, but I completely changed the homepage. We started with that first, and then we'll go back and put in the link. So if we click on request a working conversation, it will take me to, that's really what this is send a quick message. So it will start to put the links in as I give it permission.
Yeah, my concern is I have links in my book.
Ah, see, that's the kind of information you will need to give it. And that's why your friend who had 48 agents, all that stuff that you read off, he had to come up with instructions, or actually, he probably had another agent come up with instructions for each of those 48 agents to do their thing. So they were literally operating from the same page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because he knew that Peggy would come after him and say, "This chapter looks totally different from the other ones. What's going on?"
Yeah, well, and there is some of that.
Yeah.
And they're saying, well, this is too old. You can't use this. And I'm like, yes, I can. This gets the point across. The point I want to get across is here. I mean, and it calls things out like, oh, you're using something that Einstein probably really didn't say, but I also put in the book that he probably really didn't say it, but they keep attributing it to him. But I did declare that in the book, and they went, and you declared it in the book. I'm like, yeah, so why are you even? No, it's
Right.
just letting me know it's checking up on me, I guess.
Yeah, I
But
guess
I,
so.
I do have statements about that. Anyway,
Good.
so progress is our most important product, and I'm probably going to create the workbook from this, what they're putting together, because it's very different. It's not very different, but it's a lot of difference from the book.
Okay.
So one, you need to have a workbook.
Yeah. I can see
Good
Emmeline
idea.
shaking her head because she's familiar with this process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we should talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michelle.
Yeah, I just had a question about with this new version of chat,
Mhm.
it looks like, well, I know it happened. It's like the Codex doesn't show up on the web browser version anymore. And when I was talking to chat about it, it said something about and it's now only available, I think, through the desktop version. And then it was like, I was like, so I was asking it some other questions about, well, do I need the desktop, app or whatever? And for the types of things that I was doing, there's some that I probably will. But one of the things that it sounds like is that my computer won't support the desktop app. Like
Ah,
I have an Apple and it says it'll only, according to what it told me, it will only work with Apple Silicon chip versus, and I have an Intel chip. I have the right, version of the operating system, no problem. But it says it's only going to work with an Apple Silicon chip, and my computer has an Intel chip.
that one, yes, is a
Really?
definite problem, and I don't know, and that's why I upgraded this computer last fall, because I wanted to have access. I couldn't get the ChatGPT app.
Uh,
You have to have the Apple M1 chip at a minimum to do that. So that's
okay.
going to be a problem going forward because I would imagine a lot of people around the world, its so-called billion users, don't all have the latest and greatest Mac or Windows.
Man, it's probably going to take me at least a few months before I can invest in, another one.
Where
Yeah.
where where do you find that? Because I didn't have any problem downloading ChatGPT into my Mac computer.
The app version, Peggy?
Yeah, the chat. Uh-huh.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well, let's find out here.
I have no idea where you even look for that.
For what model you have?
I have a model about this Mac, but it doesn't say what kind of chip is in it.
If you go up under the little Apple thing up in the top corner and
Yep.
say, um,
System settings.
just say, look at the About This Mac.
Yeah.
I'm
It
doing the
doesn't
same. I've got
And
a,
on it, it'll tell you like processor.
processor.
Yeah, like if you click the top under the Apple and then it says you'll click on the About This Mac. And then when you do that, it's going to show you like some information. And one of the top things should be like processor. And then
Yes.
later on, it'll somewhere in there tell you like, what OS you're running.
There's nothing that says processor anywhere on that about.
Because in my case, it always just pops up this little other extra thing. It says,
Yeah.
and tells me MacBook Pro and, you know,
Yeah, it says chip, Apple M1.
yeah, then you've got the right one, it looks like.
Oh, all right.
Oh, I see. It brought up a pop-up which you can't probably see.
So probably what happened is I downloaded it and because no problem, it just took it. Whereas you were going to download it and it said, sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've got, yeah, Apple M4, like anything with an M1 or above, you can run it on. From
Can't they
what
just change the
that
chip
said.
without having to get a new
It depends
computer?
on,
No.
it depends. I mean, I can check into it. I might be able to, but it's hard to say right now.
Why don't you call Apple? See if they could resolve that for you.
Mm-hmm.
They're really good service.
Yeah, I have in the past. I haven't called them in a while. But anyway, all right, yeah.
Help you get through the day 7.
Yeah,
I'll get through the
right.
day. Right. Yeah, I love
Distractions.
getting up and moving is going to help me. It's like sitting still is driving me crazy. I want to jump out of my skin.
Mm,
Mm.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for this. It's been a wonderful, wonderful meeting.
Thank you. Tony, did you have another question?
No, I was just going to ask about the chip. If you, how expensive is it, to do a new chip? I've got a PC. I don't have an Apple. Is it, better to just get a new computer? I have no idea.
Yeah, you can't
Um,
get a new chip. That's what we
yeah,
just discussed. You got to
Yeah.
get a new computer with the correct chip in it.
Okay. Okay. All right. Great. I can't believe this hour went by so fast. Jeez.
it did. And thank you all for coming on and participating with me. And later on, I'll let you know if my automation that I set up for this afternoon worked. So, uh,
Okay, good. Thank you for this. This
And
has
I'll
been
be able to
excellent.
verify.
that's right. In the meantime, go if you haven't already, go try delegating a task to your favorite AI and see what it comes back with.
Yay. Well, I'll have a lot to report next week.
Awesome. All right. Have a good one, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.